All right, what's up, my good people? And welcome back in to the Bully Ball Show on Sparks TV. I'm your host, Nino Sparks, aka the Mid Range Bully. Now, got a quick show for you today. I'm gonna try to keep this video, as always, I always say under 10 minutes, and I end up going like 20 minutes. But I'm gonna try to keep it at least 10 or 11 minutes for you. We're gonna jump right into it. Season is around the corner. One more month, and we get preseason. We watching the training videos, Rico Hines, all the pro runs, things like that. Anything that could give us just some kind of basketball. And at least we got football in the meantime, in between time. My team won last Sunday. The Cowboys did their thing. We ain't gonna get no credit for that dub, but whatever. So, as always, before we get started, if it's your first time tapping in, or maybe you tapped in before, go ahead, tap that like, tap that subscribe, tap that notification bell, stay tapped in. Let's get the shit. Okay, so here we go. I want to give y'all my 5 top teams in the West to kick off the season. And this is probably going to be from like maybe the first 10 to 15 games in, who I think is going to jump out and, start to kind of show some separation early. The top 5 teams in the West. In the West, as we know, is always going to be deep. It's always going to be deep, pause. But who are going to be the top 5 teams to kick off the season? Let's get this shit started. Number 1, team that we already know, the Oklahoma City Thunder. OKC fans, you got a lot of shit to be excited about. Even though you're still a young team, you've added the right pieces, and now you're probably going to be one of the deepest teams in the league. It still remains to be seen. I think a lot of people are jumping on a hype train, and they kind of overhyping them. They did the same thing last season, and they got swept in the second round. That's something nobody is talking about. They got swept in the second round, or excuse me, they got beat in the second round. So I'm still gonna deem them as the number 1 team because on paper they look like that. They added Alex Caruso. You add Harkenstein. I think both of those guys might be in the starting lineup. You have Shea, you have Alex Caruso to be your your POA, your point attack defender. You got a Luke Dort who could also do that at the 3 spot. Then you move Chet to the 4 because let's be honest, he, even if he's put on some weight, he's still small at the 5. The only time he should be going up against the 5 is when he plays Wembanyama. Those 2 guys are going to be battling it out for years. But he's not fit to be guarding a Jokic. He's not fit to be guarding an Embiid. Not to say he can't go up against those guys at times, but I think you putting him at the 4 might unlock something. He can't guard AD. Let's get that out the way. But everybody else, moving him at the 4, him versus a Sabonis, that still looks good, even though Sabonis plays the 5 too. But still, that's still a good matchup. You know what I mean? Him versus a Karl-Anthony Towns or a Rudy Gobert, that's still a cool, favorable matchup. But when it comes time for them big boys, them Valanciunas and, like I said, Embiid and whatnot, them is guys he can't fuck with. So moving him to the 4, and that's why you add a Harkenstein. Adding Harkenstein to the starting lineup because Jalen Williams, not J Dub, but the other one with the dreads, he can play backup 5. Because backup 5s are smaller. Those are like a Mo Wagner or guys like that. Sarge, even a Draymond, things like that. Like those are more guys that those 2 are suitable to guard, whereas Harkenstein can guard the bigger ones. He can guard a Gobert. He can guard a Nurkic. I'm even a DeAndre Ayton. Those are guys that you add him so he can bang with those big fellas. But Chet I still like him going up against a Wembanyama and shit like that. But I think those are 2 guys that you're probably going to see in the starting lineup with J-Dub coming off the bench being your 6th man. That's a guy who, if you bring off, he can probably grab 6th man of the year. If he's your 6th man, he can probably grab 6th man of the year. If OKC is going to be that good, which they probably are, they looking like a 60-win team. Let's give them they do. Off the rip, they look like they could win 60 games. Now, still remains to be seen, but I could even see this team being towards a 60-win team and still adding something before the trade deadline just to solidify the shit. They're not far off from winning the championship. Shai Gilgeous, this is the year I think he solidifies his MVP status. Because he probably should have won it last year. I was rooting for either him or Jalen Brunson. I wouldn't have been mad if Shai got it. But we're going to see. I think this season he solidifies that MVP status. Kind of like Embiid did, the year before, they didn't give it to Embiid, they gave it to Jokic. And then the following year, Embiid solidified it. He played enough games. He answered the call. When it was time for the big matchups, he dominated the big matchup. I think Shai is going to do that same thing this season. Has the potential to do it. So the number 2 season, and this probably ain't going to be a 10-minute video. I can already see I'm already 6 minutes in. Because I've been wanting to talk about the Thunder. But number 2, I think we got to give it to the team that went to the finals. And that's the Dallas Mavericks. Now, I will say, the Dallas Mavericks, they got just as many question marks. There's a lot of teams in the West that got question marks, and they're definitely one of them. One, Luka, how much does he weigh? Because, like I said in the other video, last time I seen Luka, he was playing in Goran Dragic's, I think it was like a charity game, or it was his last game, whatever it was. Luka looked to be at least 20 pounds overweight, and I'm being nice. The man looked big. You seen him in the, they did the thing in China. He looked a little slimmer, but he didn't look in shape. And Luka, this is an ongoing thing. Every season, off season, the man gets big. It ain't none of my business. Hey, he still does his thing. But maybe that needs to be the thing when you coming into training camp in shape, as opposed to, the first couple of games in the season, you getting into shape. Maybe that's when they can go on a championship run, when this man comes in the shape. And training camp is still a while away. There's no, who knows how he's going to look in October. I'm just saying, the last time we seen the dude, he looked kind of heavy, so that's a question mark. Kyrie is always a question mark. Is he going to have another good season? Is it going to, it seems after a while, he kind of just runs hot and wants to get up out of there eventually. Is it going to be that thing? This is going to be his 3rd season in Dallas. It seems like he's happy. Let's not speculate on it, but Dallas has some question mark. What is Klay Thompson going to look like? I think Klay can have a bounce back year. I think he's going to put the league on notice. They left him for dead. Now, he definitely doesn't look the same defensively, but who knows how he's going to look. One more year healthy, full season, new team. Again, I think off the rip, this might be the best offensive team in the league. Now, the continuity, we're going to have to see what that looks like. But I think if there's any 3 that can play together, like the synergy, it's going to be incredible to watch. Because now when Luka is dribbling the air out the ball and he kicks it last minute, he's not kicking it to a Tim Hardaway, no disrespect. You're kicking it to one of the best catch and shooters of all time, if not the best catch and shooter of all time. We forget this man dropped 30 and only took 1 dribble. And I think he did it in like 1 quarter, if I'm not mistaken. That's that guy. But you're asking a whole lot of PJ Washington. Excuse me. Asking a whole lot of PJ Washington defensively, because who is your point of attack defender? Who's taking the best guy, the best defender night to night? Now, Kyrie, he'll get after it. Luka can get after it. Luka, you can't back him down, but you can. We seen it. We seen it in the finals. You can pick on him. And Klay Thompson, like I said, he's not what he once was defensively. We'll see what he looks like. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But you're asking a whole lot of these other guys. Now, we'll see Jason Kidd. He's a smart coach. We'll see what it looks like. But like I said, every team in the West has some question marks. Dallas being one of them, but I still got them. You got to give them the respect. They went to the finals. You got to give them the respect. They'll be the 2 seed off the rip. Which brings me to the 3 seed. Now here's where it gets interesting. Because they're not, once it gets to that third, the gap is getting a little bit closer, right? I think we got to give it to the team that went to the conference finals. And that's the Timberwolves. Ant-Man. Coming into another season. Charged up off winning the Olympics. You seen what he looked like with Team USA. He talked that talk and he backed it up. So we'll see what they look like. We'll see what Gobert looks like. Again, Rudy Gobert. I'm sorry, I try not to hate on the man, you know what I mean? But I just do not see it. Maybe it's me, maybe I don't watch him enough. When the games that I do see him in, even in the Olympics, I watched France. The man gets played off the floor. You can pick on the guy. I've never seen a defensive player of the year get picked on. Not even Marcus Smart. He was the last guard to win it since I think Gary Payton. Even at this stage, you can't pick on Marcus Smart. It's head scratching. I just don't understand it. But we'll see what that looks like. We'll see with Karl-Anthony Towns. I think he's going to become a trade chip. If not this season, definitely next season. Depending on how they look. Because moving forward, it's Ant-Man and Jaden McDaniels for sure. And you got to keep Rudy Gobert because you're not getting 5 draft picks for him, for sure. Not with what we seen in the Olympics and what we seen in the playoffs and what we're probably going to see at the start of the season. The book is out on Gobert. If it hadn't already been. But just out of respect, we're going to give them that 3 seed because they did go to the conference finals. They did sweep the Suns. So number 4. Remember I said it's getting closer and closer. Don't be surprised if the 5 through 10 damn near have the identical records. It's going to be that close this season because the West is stacked. But at 4, I think y'all know where I'm going. My team, the home team, my Los Angeles Lakers. Now I know some people are like, oh, what about Jokic? What about the MVP? Again, I wasn't sold on him being the MVP, for one. Number 2, Jamal Murray, how did he look in the last round of the playoffs? Didn't look good. How did he look in the Olympics? Didn't look good. Now he got his bag. He's going to be with the Nuggets. But they got some question marks. You just, once again, lost another great defender. Your best defender. So now who in that lineup? Christian Brown? Is he going to be your point of attack defender? That is the most important position on the team, is who's guarding the other team's best player. Other than having a superstar, that's what you need. I just spoke about the T-Wolves. They got that. You got your superstar, Ant-Man. And you got your defender in Jaden McDaniels, one of the best defenders. But I don't think the Nuggets are going to, I can't say off the rip they're going to be better than my Lakers. I can't say the Clippers are going to be better than my Lakers. Sacramento, they got that same problem. You could look great on offense. Fox, DeMar DeRozan, see if Murray can have take it that next leap. Sabonis, can't forget him. I haven't named a defender yet, and that's 4 people in your starting lineup. Is Malik Monk gonna be that guy? So I can't say they gonna be better than the Lakers. The Suns, they got swept just like we got swept. And they got swept by a team that we probably would have beat. Let's keep it real. If the Lakers had faced the T-Wolves, people was favored in the Lakers. If the Lakers had faced the Oklahoma City Thunder, so I can't say the Suns are going to be better. And the Suns have that same problem. Who is your point of attack defender? Who is guarding the other team's best player? We don't even know who's your center situation is weird. Who's the point? Who's starting? Okay, you got the point guard. You got that out the way now, because you got Tyus Jones. But once again, is he guarding the other team's best player? Is he guarding Ja Morant? Memphis, them's question marks. So I got the Lakers as the 4th best team in the West. Out of continuity, and out of probably having the best duo in the West. In LeBron James and Anthony Davis. The 2 guys who are the best players on Team USA. The guy at 40 years old that just won the MVP on Team USA. The leader of Team USA. On a team that was deemed the Avengers. So if he the leader of Team USA and they calling that the Avengers, what does that make him? That makes him Captain motherfucking America. So yeah, Black Captain America is the 4th best team in the Western Conference. And I think LeBron's going to solidify it off the rip. I think we're going to look better than advertised. I think people are sleeping. And I think that's right where we need to be. I think Max Christie is going to show itself this season. That's our point of attack defender. Jared Vanderbilt, that's our point of attack defender. Now I know we just heard the injury to Christian Wood. That is a big loss. But that just gives other guys the opportunity to step it up. And last but not least, the 5th best team. I don't have the Nuggets in there. It could be the Nuggets. It could be the Suns. It can be New Orleans. We'll see what they look like. They got hella question marks. Does Ja Morant have a bounce back season? If I had to go with anybody, I'm leaning with the Suns. Even though, yeah, they did get swept. But they got the sniper. They got Devin Booker. I think Devin Booker is going to have a great motherfucking season. He had a great Olympics. Now, I do think some of that was due to Steve Kerr shitting on Jason Tatum purposely, trying to diminish him so he doesn't come into this season, on some two-peat shit. And we'll see what that looks like. Next, I'm going to do a video on the Eastern Conference. I ain't even mention the Warriors. But if I had to go with anybody, I'm going with the easy money sniper, Devin Booker and Bradley Beal. I think they come back with a vengeance. I think Durant puts up MVP numbers this season. So that's my top five teams in the West. We got the Oklahoma City Thunder. We got the Dallas Mavericks. We got the Timberwolves, the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Phoenix Suns. And we'll see where it all shapes up. I could be hella wrong. That could be upside down. But like I said, the West is going to be completely stacked. And that's how you turn a 10-minute video into a 20-minute video. Hey man, the season is upon us. Y'all let me know what y'all think though. Who are y'all top five teams in the West? Am I losing it? Or am I right on the money? I'll tap back in later. Peace.